Oh, hey there, everybody. Here to do another little walk. Today we're going to be walking Greene Street, a very famous street here in Soho, New York City. Before we start, Phil, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for asking. What a gentleman. Before we start, guys, like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon, baby. There's extra walks on there. There's also how I fund these things, all that crud. I ain't going to harp on it too long. Phil, how are you? You ready to go?
Feeling great. Let's go.
All right, well, let's just do this, man. Come on. All right. So this is Greene Street, Phil. This is a very famous street here in Soho. Look, see all the fancy architecture down the street, huh? See all that? That's right, Phil. You just learned the cast iron thing, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, well, I'll show you some more of it as we go, but the famous thing about this neighborhood is, this neighborhood and the street is the cast iron architecture that was developed in the mid to late 1800s. You can start seeing the buildings here, fancy cast iron.
Amazing.
Yeah, isn't that cool? That sounded sincere, Phil. Am I right? Am I right in assuming that?
It was very sincere.
So this, you can see the cobblestones too. But this neighborhood, this street is kind of the highest concentration of this architecture in the neighborhood. So it's very beautiful. People walk down it. They take pictures all the time. They walk down the street talking about it and stuff like that on camera. But they shoot music videos. They shoot tons of like modeling stuff.
Yeah.
But you see it all over. It's named after Nathaniel Greene, the street. Nathaniel Greene was one of Washington's very important generals during the Revolutionary War. In fact, Fort Greene, the neighborhood of Fort Greene, named after Nathaniel Greene as well. I say all day long. Here, let me see if we can get a little shot, a little pan up here of this one. Very pretty building here. 132, very nice, huh?
I was hoping to find one of those plates, notification plates.
Yeah, I was too. I didn't see one. So yeah, you'll see some. Here's another one. Look at this one here to the right. The Polo Ralph Lauren store there. Here, let's cross. I want to show you this building here too. This building here, look, this is a post office. Used to be, not a post office anymore. They actually closed it. It's an Apple store now. Yeah, what can you do? Apple store. People don't need to mail anything. They just need their iPhones. What do you need to mail anything for? Here, watch out, Phil. So check this out. This is kind of cool. Look at that on that wall there. See that?
Oh wow.
Yeah. You notice it's painting.
Yeah, I didn't notice it for a second.
Yeah, let's cross. It's by a guy named Richard Haas. We're passing Prince Street right now, by the way. Prince Street was named during the British times. The British times, it's the official thing. And not so great times, Phil. But it was named during the British times, and it's one of the few streets and things. Oh, check it out. One of the few streets that didn't get changed after the Revolution. You can see the ironworks. They have these on the buildings. If you want to know where they got the cast iron from, that's how you find out. But yeah, that painting that we just saw. That's what you call a trompe-l'oeil. Trompe-l'oeil. That's like a French word. It means trick of the eye. And it basically is like a painting that's supposed to look like, like it's more of the building or whatever. The artist, his name's Richard Haas. He's got a ton of them around the country. He has another one in South Street Seaport. But yeah, look at all these fancy buildings here. There's more of these. I'll show you another cool one here in a second, but check this out too on the floor here. Not the dog crap, by the way. This here,
oh, wow.
Look this. This whole thing is an art piece.
Is this supposed to be
the subway map?
lines?
Yeah. Let's see which ones are delayed today.
Yeah, right.
This one, this one, this one. But yeah, this is all of them. Yeah, I think that's what it is. The subway map of all the lines that are delayed at any given. But yeah, these are all. Look at this. Look at these buildings, man. Nice. No, that's not a painting. Far from it. That's a Dior store, dude. I'm gonna go in there. I'll get you a nice tote bag to replace this one when we finish. I'll get you a cup of water for $250. But I wanted to show you here. Let's cross here. I want to show you something too here. This one here is a cool building. Oh no, down there. We'll do that down there. Is it too dark here, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah. All right, take it easy. Take it easy. We don't want to get. Someone just left their credit card right there. Look at that. Someone just left their credit card. Should we give that to them in there? Should we give that to them?
Zoom in.
No, we shouldn't zoom in. But should we give it? should we like go in there and give that to them?
I think that might not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
With you, yeah.
All right, let me go do that real
That's
quick.
probably, yeah.
Here, follow me. Is that like a store? No, it's not. It's a
It's like a
someone.
and maybe just leave it, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is this? Do you know whose credit card this is? Someone left their credit card there. All right. Well, what can you do?
Tried to be a good Samaritan.
It's not a store. I don't know where I would leave it.
Yeah.
I guess I would leave it.
Like in the lobby. Or something.
Oh, that was your card?
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
I just saw that.
Who just leaves there? I guess
Yeah, I guess so. Man, that was close for her.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess with things like that, it's only a matter of time until they find out, right?
For me, it would be, across town by now.
That's true. I guess you won't find out. It's in your wallet. How would you find out? Anyways, whatever. What can you do?
Problem solved.
She got her card. So yeah, we're coming up to Spring Street here. Notice the brown street signs, by the way. The brown street signs we're in a historic district. This is all the cast iron and everything, like I said, that it's famous for.
When did they first start making historic districts around street signs?
Hey, great question, Phil. 1965, they started with the landmarking. I think I've told this story before, but it was started with Grand Central. So we actually started technically with Penn Station. In 1963, they demolished Penn Station, which, believe it or not, was a beautiful, beautiful station. And actually, let me show you something real quick before I forgot to show you this building. Anyways, they demolished Penn Station, and people were really pissed off. So a few years later, they were going to do the same thing to Grand Central, and the people were like pissed, and they're like, no, you're not going to do this again. It was Penn Central again, by the way. Penn Central was like running out of money. Railroads were in the can and all that. So the city landmarks it, but that wasn't really a thing yet. So they got sued by Penn Central. Don't walk into that pole. Your credit card will fall out.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, they sued, and what happened was, I don't want to walk all the way down there. Anyways, that's 112 is where we were going to go. I'll show you 112, one of the cast iron buildings there. It's like a classic. It's right next to the brick building there. But it's actually famous like for artists and stuff. A lot of famous artists lived there. It was like your typical, like in 1970, became like this artist stronghold. And a famous person who actually lived there was Adam Levine from Maroon 5. You familiar with his work?
Yeah.
You ever?
Favorite composers.
Yeah. You familiar with Maroon 5? If you're not, just walk into any CVS or something. You'll probably hear it. No, he sold it. He sold it like in 2015. He sold his I think it was like 2,200 square feet. He sold it for 5.4 mil. 2,200 square feet. That ain't a lot, man. That ain't a lot of land that ain't a lot of apartment for 5.4 mil per square foot. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna cross here, and you can see down there. There's Spring. Yeah, that'll take you down to Broadway, a little further down. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Come on. This used to be my route, by the way, for my tour. I would come around here and I'd turn onto this street. We'll talk about a couple things here. You guys are getting a free tour here, huh?
Yeah. What are some of your favorite places to hit during the tour?
Well, I'm going to talk about this building here in a second. This building here, see this building to the left?
Yes.
Pretty. See it?
Yeah.
This cast iron building? Yeah, well, it's not that's a store, but this is they call it the King of Greene Street. Isaac Duckworth designed this thing in 1872. Remember, I told you mid-1800s cast iron made a big thing. Here, let's go here. Made a big thing in the mid-1800s, and then in 1872 they built this, Isaac Duckworth. Very pretty example of cast iron. And It was so popular that he actually made a Queen of Greene Street a little further down. We'll see that too. And you can see more over here, more of the and then you have like this here. The moose knuckle. You heard of moose knuckle?
Yeah.
It's an actual like I like people taking a moose knuckle. Yeah, the people doing their little photo shoots. So anyways, moose knuckle is like a freaking. I just think it's the most ridiculous name for the sister company of camel toe jackets or whatever. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and then you have like once again, because of the artists. Remember artists Soho in the 1970s, 60s. They started to get more artists and stuff here. You have galleries, a lot of galleries here. Eden Gallery. They have a lot of like the. Oh, you ever heard of that guy, Alec Monopoly? Have you ever heard of him? You see a lot of the little Monopoly guy everywhere. That's kind of like his. That's kind of his like signature. It's like all this like it's like someone
Consumerism is bad.
Kind of, except the guy is like yeah, and he's also like he's like a DJ. He like he got paid to like help design like Jake Paul's boxing trunks. He's far from a communist, but he makes this like anti-capitalist stuff. Whatever, it's kind of ridiculous. But it's like you get the vibe when you see it. You're like, this is like a it's like a high schooler who just heard of Karl Marx or something. But yeah. Yeah, you got to get your head out of the clouds, man. Wake up. But yeah, you can see down to Tribeca there. There's 56 Leonard, the little Jenga building there. Yeah.
Is that
No, it's not, Phil. You need to stop asking that. You're going to keep asking that all day. Is this a painting? What about this? Is this a painting? So this is all, by the way, this is still all Soho. Triangle below Canal, that's Tribeca, so that's a little further south. We're not to Canal yet. We're actually going to stop around there. But you see more of the cast iron. It's all over the street. And you see the little cobblestones too. Once again, this is a historic district, and the cobblestones kind of date the cobblestone, not these actual stones, but the cobblestone streets and all that date back to when this was designed and made into a neighborhood for, like a suburb of Lower Manhattan. In the early 1800s, Manhattan was growing. Remember, Lower Manhattan, for example, the City Hall. City Hall was built in 1810. And when they built it, it was all marble. I think I talked about this in another video, but they didn't bother putting marble on the back, the north end of it, because no one went north of City Hall in 1810. Yeah, so like it was in the 18 teens and all that stuff, this area started to get kind of developed. People did go to, but not many.
what was like the demographic
Here?
of the people who lived here?
I mean, it was all people with like a little suburb. People who had like had money, up and coming.
Swedish immigrants? Are they?
Oh, well, that's the thing. In the early 1800s, the massive immigration booms hadn't really hit yet. But what ended up happening is one of the reasons why it did shift was because of the immigrants. As this became industrial in the mid 1800s and more immigrants started to pour into the city and work here, the people who did live here with money and stuff took off. And so those people would live in like these little tiny houses that were built, and it was overflowing. It was very like dirty, and it was very like cramped, unhygienic. And so that was actually what spurred the development of tenement buildings. Yeah. So here you see more of these buildings. Look at that. Pretty cool. Great. Did you see that guy driving that car? Yeah. That was a pretty absurd looking human being. Here, I want to show you this building here too. Pretty building. This is the Queen of Greene Street. Look at that. Look at that. Look how pretty it is. Not bad. Not bad.
Is there a reason they named it the Queen?
Yeah, because the king was already taken. He made the king, the same guy.
Oh, same guy.
I told you that, right? All right. So we're walking pretty much to Canal here, and this will be the end of the walk of Greene Street. You know, we got to see someone recover her credit card.
There we go.
You know, happy ending there.
Get smeared in.
Yeah, tried. By the way, check this out. So you,
That's
oh.
my bad.
Well, Phil just turned off the camera, so it's technically not a continuous walk. Don't tell anybody. But I wanted to show you this shaftway thing.
I'm still gonna get a shot of the whole building.
Yeah. This it's called. They put the little shaftway thing on there to alert, like, you know, like fire department. If the fire department came and went up to one of those upper windows to try to get into the second floor or something like that, they're gonna fall straight down because it's a shaftway. So they're telling you it's a shaftway. Make sense?
Fair enough.
So when you see that, that's what it means. It's an elevator shaftway, or like a, you know, just a shaftway for whatever. So now here.
Kind of like Canal Street used to be there.
That's right, Phil. That's right. Even though we didn't cover that in this video, you remember from the past videos. That's how you start remembering stuff. You just keep repeating it. All right. Well, we made it. Made it to Canal. Look at this. There's Canal Street. All right, Phil. I think this is a good spot. Take a look down again. Get a nice little shot of this. We did it. Greene Street. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, man.
So we made it to the end of Greene Street. Guys, thank you for watching. You learned something. Greene Street, the famous cast iron center of Soho, which is the cast iron capital of the world, they say. Highest concentration of cast iron buildings in the world. There's like over 220 of these buildings all over. Very beautiful. It was like a boom, that just like a perfect storm, because it was redeveloping the neighborhood as industrial, and this was the hot item at the time, and boom, it went up everywhere. But I'm digressing. We got to finish this thing. You guys have already been along for the ride for long enough. So thank you guys for watching. Check out the Patreon. Huge help, baby. That's how I fund these things. There's also extra walks and stuff on there. But also like and subscribe. And very least, guys, tell a friend. Share this with people. We'll grow it the old-fashioned way. Lord knows I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to making things go viral or thumbnails or anything. But anyways, Phil, did you learn something?
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Yeah? I'm glad to hear that. That's very, very good to hear. But thank you guys for watching, man. I guess I don't know what to tell you, but see y'all later. Sick.